Hello everyone, my name is Steven. A new round of the Prairie Math League has taken place, and I have volunteers to make video solutions for them. I hope you enjoyed their video.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael. Today I'm here to show you the solution to problem 6 of Prairie Math League High School Round 114. Problem 6. If alpha isn't a multiple of pi over 2, and t is equal to sine alpha plus tangent alpha over cosine alpha plus cotangent alpha, which statement is correct? So to approach this problem, first we'll rewrite tangent in terms of sine cosine, so that'll be sine alpha over cosine alpha. And then cosine alpha plus cotangent is cosine alpha over sine alpha. This is equal to, so we'll multiply sine alpha by cosine alpha over cosine alpha. So we're essentially multiplying by 1, so that doesn't change anything. And tangent alpha stays the same over cosine alpha. Here we're multiplied by sine alpha divided by sine alpha, and we're not changing anything because we're multiplying by 1, and plus cosine alpha over sine alpha. Okay, so now we'll just combine the denominator. So we'll rewrite as like that, all over cosine alpha, and this all over cosine alpha times sine alpha plus cosine alpha all over sine alpha. So then we know that when we divide by something, it's essentially just multiplying by the reciprocal of that something. So we'll rewrite this as a multiplication instead of a division. Numerator stays the same, and here we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator, which is sine alpha over cosine alpha times sine alpha plus cosine alpha. Okay, now we realize that we have a sine alpha divided by cosine alpha, so that's tangent alpha. So we can rewrite this like this. This all over cosine alpha times sine alpha plus cosine alpha, and multiplied by sine over cosine, which is tangent alpha. Okay, so now we realize that the denominator has cosine alpha times sine alpha plus cosine alpha times 1, so we can factor out a cosine alpha. So factoring gives us cosine alpha times sine alpha plus 1. The numerator, which is sine alpha times cosine alpha plus sine alpha times 1. So we can factor out the sine alpha. That'll give us sine alpha times cosine alpha plus 1. And we still have the tangent alpha. So now we see that there's a sine alpha over cosine alpha. So that'll give us tangent alpha. And here we have another tangent alpha. So we have tangent square alpha. Multiplied by cosine alpha plus 1 over sine alpha plus 1. So now we see that tangent square alpha is greater than 0, because we know that alpha does not equal to pi over 2 times n, where n is an integer. So we don't have to worry about tangent alpha being undefined or 0. So we can safely say that tangent alpha squared is greater than 0, since any number squared is a positive number. Okay, now we have cosine alpha plus 1. We know that cosine alpha is greater than or equal to -1. But in this case, cosine alpha can be equal to -1 because we already know that alpha is not a multiple of pi over 2. So we can safely say cosine alpha is greater than -1 in this case. And then now we just add 1 to both sides of the inequality, and we obtain cosine alpha plus 1 is greater than 0. Same logic can be applied to sine. Sine alpha is greater than or equal to -1. However, sine alpha can't be -1 because we know alpha is not a multiple of pi over 2. So we can say the sine alpha is greater than -1. In this case, we'll add 1 to both sides of the inequality, and we get sine alpha plus 1 is greater than 0, which indicates that this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. So now we have essentially just a positive number times a positive number over to a positive number, which gives us a positive number. And thus, the correct choice here is B, t is positive. Thank you.